morning and welcome to The Sun Down Under, the podcast home of I'm A Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here for The Sun and thesun.co.uk. I'm Felicity Cross, Deputy TV Editor, and I'm here to share with you that last night's episode had me on the edge of my seat. So many challenges. How did you all feel about it? I felt like we've left behind the drama of the camp and now we're sort of full pelt into these more physical, competitive, creepy crawlies and tactical challenges. It's a completely different kind of show when they do this, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how it affects the campmates themselves. So last night we had, We had the Locker Shocker, Slam Dunked, and then looking ahead to the Touchdown of Terror. The Locker Shocker, you just had to laugh, didn't you, at Grace? She just reached a point where she was gingerly prodding her foot around in all those guts.
Boys, I can't get my keys to work, but thank you.
They do work, Grace, they work.
I've never felt more beautiful.
It's giving, I can't be bothered to do this anymore. Love that for her. Anyway, today we'll be looking at what's coming up for the rest of the week and a little bit of gossip for you to start your morning off. Let's get into it. Now, it won't have escaped anyone's attention that Nigel Farage was naked again last night.
I just see something I never thought I'd see.
Nigel's
bare ass.
I've seen it on the first day. Considering he's nearly 60, it ain't too bad.
He looks good, doesn't he? Nice little bum.
Look, we all have to wash, but certainly it feels like his cleanliness always becomes a little bit attention-seeking. Does he have to be quite so naked? Does it have to be quite so indulgent? I mean, look, as Josie said, at least it means he's clean. But certainly, it's this kind of behaviour in camp which is rubbing people up the wrong way. You can read in today's newspaper all about how the crew are still feeling a little bit strange about Nigel Farage being there. They've obviously got their own political ideals and values, and Farage acting in this way, hogging the limelight, isn't sitting quite right with them. They're all professionals, they're all there to do their job, which is putting some great telly together for you. But he's done something else recently which has really irked people. I don't know if you spotted it, but he started wearing his t-shirt back to front, so his voting details are visible on his chest at all times. Now, we saw something a little bit similar to this last year from Matt Hancock, who kept laying out his gear in the sun so that when the camera panned round, the details were visible. But this is the first time we've seen a campmate actually do it. And it's really quite a clever ploy, because Farage knows that he's getting the airtime because he's having these complex conversations. He's talking about Boris Johnson, he's talking about Brexit, so he knows that the camera's probably on him. And what a good idea to remind his fans and people who are starting to back him exactly how to vote for him. He's a clever guy, but that's why people are calling him a master manipulator. So let's not forget as well that he is an expert in political strategy. He's spent years championing electoral reform, moving past the first past the post format that we have here in the UK. So he knows what he's doing. This isn't someone who's just watched the programme and thinks he's got a game plan. Nigel is an expert at this kind of persuasiveness of people, and I think it's working. The public seem to be really on his side, and certainly the campmates are certainly warming to him as well. So you can read all about that one today in The Sun, but it's one that's definitely developing because I can't see his airtime backing away anytime soon. All week, we've also been talking about Nella. How do you solve a problem like Nella Rose? She had that hero to zero moment when she came up against Fred Sirius, the strange conversation around him being old enough to be her dad.
My eyesight wasn't so good and I had to have glasses. I'm 51.
Yeah, but that's not old, though.
Yeah, but I'm not 26 anymore, am I? I could be your dad.
Pardon?
I could be your dad.
No, my dad was way older than you.
Yeah, but I could still be your dad.
No, I don't think so.
Now, as we said at the time, it was an over-the-top reaction. Let's assume there was some kind of grief or emotion behind it. But certainly things seem to be on an even footing now. They were getting on well doing the trial together and things seem to have settled down. But we can reveal that actually, even though at the time, with her rounding on Fred so fiercely, we thought she was a shoo-in to be evicted first, There's a quirk of the I'm A Celebrity voting system that means that there's very little chance she'll be out first. Let me explain why. So unlike programmes like Big Brother, which is vote to evict, I'm A Celebrity is vote to save, which means that essentially Nella's 3 million strong fan base and the rest can all band together to keep her in camp. And that is likely to be a larger group than the likes of quieter campmates like Grace, who, she's less likely to have compelled viewers to vote for her. She's not got a fan base in the same way. And you have to think about the kind of people that follow them. Her fan base is they're online, they're active, they're passionate. They'll be backing their girl in this row. Whereas Grace's, I can't see people that read her food reviews that are being that bothered to pick up the phone and vote for her. So when you look at it like that, vote to save is probably going to go in Nella's favour and mean that we might lose someone like Grace fairly early doors. Also in last night's show, we had some real life bug action with Fred noticing that he had a tick burrowing into his arm. Well, I can reveal that there have been more critters in camp, with Sam and Nick both targeted by an invasion of leeches. Ugh. So they've been drawn to camp by this bonkers weather we've been having with the hot temperatures and then the rainfall. And they've gone for Nick and they've gone for Sam. Sam had one on his foot and Nick had one on his arm. Obviously, I'm A Celebrity has a really great team ready to pounce on these situations and sort them, but all of the campmates have been warned to stay vigilant for these leeches. They're not deadly, but obviously you need to worry about infection, and also they can leave you feeling pretty drained as they suck your blood. It's going to be another busy episode tonight with more trials as the celebrities start gearing up towards the finale of the Scarina trial. So we already know that Nella, Sam, Grace and one more mystery campmate will be facing the Touchdown of Terror trial. So this will be a head-to-head trial which they said takes serious balls. So that sounds like it's going to be another physical one, probably with lots of jungle nasties thrown in because, hey, it is I'm A Celebrity. Things look to be harmonious at the minute, and Jamie Lynn in particular is looking the most settled that she has in days. So we'll see what happens as we move into almost the first weekend of I'm A Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. Make sure you've added me to your playlist, so come back tomorrow morning to hear all the rest of the news and gossip. I've been Felicity Cross, Deputy TV Editor at The Sun, for The Sun Down Under, our podcast for all things I'm A Celeb. See you tomorrow.